Hello everybody, right back at you today with another video. This one is for my series of record labels A to Z, and this is episode E. And as I've said in all the other videos, I'm not going to show all the popular ones, so I won't be showing Elektra or Epic. Instead, I'll be showing some that aren't quite as popular, starting with ECM, which is the addition of contemporary music. And Pat Metheny is on this label. This is his 81 As Falls Wichita, so Falls Wichita Falls. Say that 3 times real fast. Great jazz stuff out of him. And this is the ECM label. It started in Munich in 1969, and it was mostly all jazz stuff from Germany in that area. And then they moved on to classic music and classic musical scores for films, and mostly foreign films. Some of the other guys, Keith Jarrett and Chick Corea, about the only two that I actually recognize, because a lot of them, like I say, were overseas artists that I didn't know, but definitely know Pat Metheny. This has got Lyle Mays on there. He was in Pat Metheny group. So ECM, edition of contemporary music. Era Records. This started in Hollywood in 1955, mostly pop and R&B. Eventually they got some country and jazz. In the mid-70s it was sold to K-Tel. There's the label. This is Donnie Brooks, Mission Bell. Some of the other artists were the Crescents, Goji Grant, and Johnny Rivers. Yeah, Era. Next, Eric Records. Started in 1968 in Philadelphia. With their first hit was the Paris Sisters that did I Love How You Love Me. I think that was 61. What they did, a lot of their stuff, as I said, it started in 68, but that hit was from 61, so that's what they were doing. They were taking a lot of hits, that previous hits, and then re-releasing them on this Eric Records. But this is Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. Got Jenny Take a Ride on one side and Little Latin Loopy Loo on the other. But there is the Eric Records label. And then this one, you find very little information on this other than it's the Honey Drippers were on here. Esperanza. And if you try to look it up, there's the Honey Drippers, Rockin' at Midnight. And the label. The label on the LP, which I also have, I guess I could have got it out. It's a little bit different, just different coloring, but for the most part it's the same. But best I can tell, this is like a one and done deal. Atlantic distributed this and they took it over. You know, that's what Robert Plant was on anyway. Before was the Atlantic label, but yeah, S one word, and then the Peranza, second word. And like I said, if you look it up, there's other things where the Esperanza is one word, or there's Esperanza without the R. So I was having a little trouble trying to find the exact information, but anyway, Esperanza, the Honey Drippers. And then Everest Records. Started in Long Island in 1958. It was mostly classical stuff, and then they moved on to pop and jazz. This is Gloria Lynn, mono version from 1961, This Little Boy of Mine. It also had Nelson Eddy, Woody Herman, kind of a couple classical artists there. This is one of the earlier first renditions of the Everest label. After this, it moved on to just a solid, like, dark blue with just the words Everest and a little bit of the mountain in white. Went through a bunch of legal issues bouncing around, and eventually Liberty took it over and Universal took over Liberty. But yeah, Everest. Yeah, and I mentioned Nelson Eddy and Woody Herman, a couple classical artists that are on there. Nelson Eddy, actually, I think he does some singing. It's kind of a crooner style maybe, but anyway, there are my E's for this episode. So move on to F. That'll be another tricky one, I'm guessing. Have a good week and enjoy the music.